Hello Year 6 and welcome to Wednesday the 20th of May's maths video. We are continuing with ratio and we'll have a look at yesterday's challenge questions. So this question here, Ron wasn't correct. Why wasn't Ron correct? If we have a look, 2 red roses, he then plants 5 white roses. The ratio is 2 red to 5 white. The total flowers that he plants are 7. 2 add 5 is 7. So the correct fraction should have been 2/7. So Ron wasn't correct there. If we have a look at these here, it tells us that there are some red and green cubes in a bag. 2/5 of the cubes are red. So if 2/5 of the cubes are red, we know that there are 2 red cubes. The total is 5 cubes in total. So how many green cubes do I have? Well, that's 3. So for every 2 red cubes, there are 5 green cubes. We've already worked out using this here that that one's false. For every 2 red cubes, there are 3 green cubes. And as I've just explained, we know that that one is correct. For every 3 green cubes, there are 2 red cubes. That one's also correct because they have just reversed the wording. Red comes first here, green comes first here. They are both the same. For every 3 green cubes, there are 5 red cubes. And we know that one's false because the ratio is 3:2 or 2:3, depending on which way, which cubes are going first. Okay, let's have a look at today's learning. Janine wants a necklace 30 beads long. We need to work out how many blue beads and how many black beads does she need for that necklace. Let's have a look at the pattern. For every 1 blue bead, there are 4 black beads, which means in each pattern, there are 5 beads in total. Now, there are 2 ways you could answer this question. We could keep scaling up the ratio until when we add the 2 parts, we get 30 beads. So we could say, okay, well, the next one will be 2. For every 2 blue, there's going to be 8 black. 8 add 2 is 10. And then let's have a look at if there's 3 blue beads. For every 3 blue beads, there will be 12 black beads, which gives me 15. And I could keep going. There's also another way to do it. If we look at our ratio here, we've said 1:4, and that's the 5 beads in total. I know that my necklace is going to include 30 beads. So I can do 30 divided by 5. That will give me my number of blue beads that I need to multiply it by. 30 divided by 5 is 6. So now I have to do 1 times 6 is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. And I can check that I'm right by adding them together. 6 of 24 is 30. So what we've done there for that question is you've looked at the original pattern, the total number of beads divided by the number of beads in total. So 30 divided by 5 tells me that my pattern is going to repeat 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and that's what you multiply it by. If you are confident with that, have a go at this question. Otherwise, we will go through it together. So here I am now making a necklace with 28 beads long. Let's have a look at our pattern again. So this time I've got 2 blue, 2, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to 5 black. 2 add 5 is 7. That's 7 beads in total. Let's repeat the process. 28 divided by 7 is 4. So that tells me this pattern is going to be repeated 4 times. And I need to times my original ratio by 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 4 is 20. 8 adds 20 is 28. And therefore I am correct. let's have a look at the next set of questions. Right. Mrs. Perry shares out 30 biscuits between Gemma and Zach in the ratio 1:4. How many biscuits does each child get? Now remember, Gemma comes first, so Gemma refers to the first ratio. Gemma is the 1 part. Zach is second, so Zach refers to the second ratio. Zach gets 4 parts. So here I've used a bar model to help us. Gemma has the 1 part, Zach has the 4 parts. How you work out questions like this is we take the total number that we have. So in this case, we've got the 30 biscuits. And we need to work out what is the value of each part. To work out the value of each part, we have to add up our total number of parts. That's 1 and 4. So in this question, we have 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we do our total number of biscuits divided by the number of parts. 30 divided by 5. 30 divided by 5 is 6. So now I know that each one is 6. And using this bar model, it's a really nice way to work out how many biscuits each child gets, because we can clearly see here that Gemma gets 6 biscuits and Zach gets, we need to do 6 times 4, which we know is 24. And we can check it by saying 6 add 24, which is 30. Okay, let's have a go at this one now. If you're confident, you can pause the video and have a go at it. Otherwise, let's go through. Here, Mr. Castle shares out 60 marbles between Emily and Asif. So I've done my bar model here to help us in a ratio of 5:1. How many marbles does each child get? So we repeat the process. We've got 60 marbles in total. How many parts have I got? Well, I've got 5 add 1, so that's 6. So now I have to work out the value of 1 part by doing 60 divided by 6. 60 divided by 6 is 10. So each part is worth 10. So I could write out 10 each time for that. So 10 times 5 is 50. And that leaves Asif with 10. And I can check it by saying 50 add 10, which is 60. And let's have a look at this last one now. Again, if you're confident, pause the video and have a go. Miss Adams shares out 30 pencils between Naima and Jack in the ratio of 2:4. How many pencils does each child get? So how many parts do I have in total? I have 6. So to work out the value of 1 part, I have to do 30 divided by 6, which is 5. So I could go ahead and write 5 in each of those boxes. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 4 is 20. And I can check by saying, well, 10 and 20 is 30. So that's how you answer these ratio questions. Here are today's challenges. Pause the video, have a go at them, and we'll go through them in tomorrow's video. Thank you very much for listening, Year 6.